Good evening, ladies and gentlemen of all of YouTube. And this is America's View, where we talk about topics evolving today's world. Today's topic will be the children of today. Now, I want to give a little disclaimer. This will not involve every children in the world. This will involve only the troubled children or any that are not doing what they should be doing, basically. So let's get started. Now, I've been noticing that a lot of the children, or a lot of the kids today, seem to like to hang out a lot more, especially in big crowds, instead of doing other things such as maybe going home, doing chores, reading a book to further their knowledge. And also, I've also been noticing that, that during the school year, when they're supposed to be in school, that when they come out, whether it's after school or whether it's lunchtime, they too also come out like in big groups. And many a times it's to cause trouble, where I've seen many times when they come out of school, they like to start fights for no freaking reason. And it just gets crazy. Especially when the police have to get involved too. It just gets crazy. One time they just fought like on a roadway with police trying to break them up, and they just kept going. I mean, what the hell's up with that? Now I've also mentioned that some of them do end up causing trouble. They like to steal. It's not even for a good reason either. They just like to steal or beat other people up. And unfortunately, the digital age has not been helping that much there, because unfortunately many end up recording all these actions, and instead of maybe bringing it to the police or maybe bringing it to the parents' attention, it gets posted online and people see it, and it gets views, which is not a bad thing if you're the type of person who wants to see some change, but bad for the kids because they just don't give a crap. They just like people to see what they post online, like to post all the beatings and all that, and just not give them who has an opinion about it. And I think the worst part about it is many times they get away with this as far as with their parents, because many parents, or at least what I've noticed, just are not giving enough of a crap. Now, to be fair, there are some parents who have been trying but are just lost and are not sure what to do next, or if they should even get help for their child. And even as of today, whether it's the school year or not, every night in my own area, I've been noticing kids being out between the ages of, say, 13 to 17, kids being outside till like 3 in the morning. Yeah, that's right. They're out all night until about 3 in the morning. Doing what? Just standing around, hanging out. Why do you... What would a kid at midnight or 3 in the morning be doing outside? Especially if it was a school night. What the hell is a kid, a 13 to 17-year-old kid, doing outside at like 12, 1, 2, 3 in the morning? Most likely, they're out there to try and cause trouble. It's not all kids. Remember, I did mention it's not all kids. There are some kids who are been raised well and do what they're supposed to do. But there's just too many kids, especially in project areas like here in the Bronx, some in Brooklyn, Queens even. It's ridiculous. And I do want to mention that no kid in China would be getting away with this. In China, if a kid started acting like that, they would be punished severely. And then there's one topic that I did not get to write down in my notes. Because yes, I write down notes. See? Because I do tend to forget what I want to talk about, or what points I want to point out, and unfortunately I do end up missing some things, but you know, some points that I want to point out, but I end up forgetting by the time I get this done. But the one thing I do also want to mention that I did not put in my notes is that a lot of kids end up growing up not learning how to manage their money. Now the reason I say that is because I've seen it happen many times where a kid grows up, goes to college, and then is thousands and thousands of dollars in debt. Now, yes, some of that is on student loans, but like maybe 1/4 of the debt is on student loans. The rest would be on other debts like credit cards and maybe money they borrowed from other people or from a bank. You know, it's just kind of funny how our school system does not have, you know, the public school system does not have money management classes or anything like that to teach kids how to manage money. Kind of strange. So you're probably wondering right now, well, then what should we do then? What should be done to kind of reverse all this and maybe get our kids on the right path? Well, let's see. And I want to mention that this question is open to America, but here is my view, what I believe should be done, at least what I believe should be done for the most part, in terms of maybe getting our kids back on the right path. This isn't a complete list, but I think it would be a good start. And hopefully you, America, can also help me out here as well. Now, what I believe should happen is that they should pass a curfew law. Because there's no reason for a kid to be outside after 10, 11 o'clock at night. There's no reason unless they're like with a parent or something. Now, obviously, exception will probably be like a Saturday, maybe. Who knows? But I think they should pass a curfew law in all of the state, in not just New York, but all of the United States. That's what I believe. 2, I think they should mandate summer school for any kids from kindergarten all the way up to 8th grade. And then for high school, they will have three choices. They can either attend summer school, get a job, or go to military boot camp. Because either way, they're going to be learning discipline. So, might as well. 3, here's an important one that I'm going to adjust a bit because I also forgot to include something in there. But basically, 3 would be, instead of wasting our tax dollars on stuff like solar energy, which is not cheap yet, or bailing out companies, I think we should invest the tax dollars in learning centers and computer labs for the kids. That way they can further develop the skills they learned in school, and the computer lab is so that they can learn how to use a computer or use digital products properly in a digital age where we are ruled by digital stuff such as laptops, cell phones, computers, TVs, all that. And the fourth and final point that I want to make out in this, or rather, the fourth thing I believe that they should do, is that let's say from like middle school into high school, they should start introducing some type of classes that, as of now, here in the United States, you can only get when you get to college. Like, say, maybe start teaching money management to kids at an early age, and maybe teach like business management or entrepreneurship or other classes like that to, say, 8th graders to high schoolers. But actually introduce some actual subjects that mean something in the real world. Like I've mentioned, money management. Kids need to learn to manage their money and balance their budgets so that they don't end up in so much debt. And also be able to invest their money properly so that they can actually be a success in the real world. Business, because either way, one way or another, you're gonna have to deal with businesses, because everything is a business these days. And another class they should start introducing into schools that is only done at the college level right now here in the United States is lessons in computer, like I've taken a class in Intro to Computer Software Packaging, Computer Systems Information, stuff like that. Because outside the US, they're doing that like in middle school. These kids learn it in middle school, all of this stuff. Our college level learning is their middle school learning, basically. So we are way behind. But I'm not saying to drastically change all this and make all of our college level classes become middle school classes. No. It has to gradually change over time. So I'm saying introduce some classes, like start introducing money management to kids, say maybe as young as 7th graders, let's say. So that would be about 12-year-olds. I don't think it's a bad idea. Start getting them to think that early, so that way they don't end up falling into traps that a lot of us has fallen into over the years. You know what I mean? And I think they should get rid of some classes that, you know, that's in the public school system that is really not that important. And I'm sorry to say, it would be classes such as gym and maybe art, at least up until the 6th grade, at least after the 4th grade level, maybe reintroduce it at the 7th grade level or something like that. But I think gym should be eliminated overall, at least in the public school system. And there you have it. Those are my thoughts on what's happening with the children of today and what I believe should be done to help change this trend. Now, again, this is just my thoughts and opinions as far as this subject goes. But tell me, what do you believe on this topic? And what do you believe should be done to change the view of how the kids are being viewed today? Do you agree with some of my thoughts? Do you have something to add to my thoughts? Do you think maybe I missed something entirely? Please let me know in the comments below, and like this video if you thought this was very informal. And also subscribe if you like, because there will be updates on future vlogs of America's View and other topics such as discussions of the news and other stuff. So again, comment below and like this video if you liked it. So for now, I am Edward Silva, and I will see you next time.